All right, everybody, welcome to episode 2 of the ST Roundtable. Tonight we have me, Grog. Damdai returns again. He is replacing John for this episode. And our special guest this time is going to be Ganelon or Biron, whatever you want to choose. Both of you guys are SBO qualifiers. This is 2 in a row, or I'm not the only one who has not been to SBO. How's it going, guys?
Good. How's it going with you?
Good.
Yeah, doing good.
All right, today's going to be pretty laid back. We're just going to do simple stuff. Biron, of course, is... Yeah, I got one, too. Nice Iowa brew. And Ganelon is actually a Claw expert, I would say, in the U.S. So we're just going to take Claw and go through the gauntlet of characters and say what you do with, like, in this situation. What's your main game plan for each character, that kind of stuff. I got the character select screen in front of me here. I'm just going to go through all of them. First off, how long have you really played ST, Ganelon? Quite a while?
Since 2006.
Okay.
Like, I started Claw in about 2007.
Okay, so another new school player. I love it. I love how us new school guys are taking over so much.
He had difficulty winning, so he said, fuck this.
Oh, remember the first tourney, though. Remember the first matchup, all right?
I remember that. Zangief sucks.
Zangief's just rough for no matter what matchup you're playing, man. Alright, so against Ryu, we'll just go with him first. A lot of people say that's definitely Claw's favor, like 6'4", some might even say 7'3". I don't know if I agree with that. What do you say? Or do you even care about those?
I'd say it's around 6'4". I mean, normally in the U.S., it seems like Claw has an overwhelming amount of advantage with the wall dives, but I think when you get to Japan, you can see that their Ryus have a way of dealing with them that not quite even, but it's enough that it's pretty competitive.
Yeah, they have a way. They have a way of dealing with things with all characters.
Right.
Even like the super bad matchups, they'll come out with something you haven't seen here. The cheap shit is really effective in America.
Mr. Hawk, I know.
Yeah.
Like, what do they really do that you see the most, or is it like a different thing that they do in each different spacing? Like, I noticed like a lot of standing jabs will beat wall dives. I know that's pretty decent. I mean, you don't want to rely on that, but it's good enough. It's quick. It's ghetto.
Yeah, so they don't always do one thing because nothing really just beats wall dive straight out.
No.
They look at the situation, look at the positions, where you are. Where's Ryu, where's Claw, where are the corners, how far are you along the dive, and then they instinctively know what to do at that point in time. So they don't really have to think about it. They don't sit there and wonder, oh, what am I going to do now? They just know, all right, this is the time for jump back, roundhouse, for example.
Yeah, that explains it good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And also got to be careful. This is with almost any fireball character. You don't want to fake them out and like land in front of them because they'll blast you with a fireball too. What's the worst situation that you can imagine as a Claw player against Ryu? Like where you're like, fuck, I'm boned. What's happening? Or do you think there even is one against Ryu?
Oh, I definitely think there is. But
yeah.
It's hard for the Ryu player to pull it off. And that would be if you're knocked down, if Ryu has full meter and he's going for a cross-up. Normally, it's hard to pull off the cross-up against Claw, but if he gets it, I mean, that can lead to a super combo, and you're over half your life is gone right there.
Oh, if he does cross-up, he can do stand fierce, low forward fireball. That's like 80%.
Exactly, yeah. So,
okay, I guess, like, so you'd rather be in the corner than in mid-screen then if you get knocked down? Or do you really just don't want to get knocked down?
Yeah, I don't want to get knocked down.
Well, yeah, of course, but like, which one would you fear more?
I'd say mid-screen, because Ryu can do the hurricane kick shenanigans, where he can land the hurricane kick as a cross-up or as straight ahead. So it's hard to tell at times. There are ways of getting past it, but it's not easy for Claw to do.
Do you like to do the standing forward nonsense when you get Ryu in the corner, and do you not even mess with that very often?
I don't mess with that because I think that's counterable by dragon punches. Like I think when the Ryu player really knows what they're doing, you're gonna get DP'd, and then
No,
Did
that's
you
not
start
true.
with
That's not
Hercules?
true. You see them abuse it in Japan even. You just got to space it. Like Brent didn't even believe it, and I said, just press medium kick when we were in Japan, and he saw the power of it. Now he's all on the medium kick. Ryu's Dragon Punch will whiff all the time if you do it from the right space.
And he can even just like wait a millisecond with Claw, just like stand there just for half a second, and then throw it out again. And
It's
just
a real,
see what he does.
it's a real low risk, high reward for Claw. So,
but it doesn't do any damage either. So you gotta.
I mean, it does pretty good, and it just really like, it just traps the guy. You know, like what do they call? Who's the birdcage guy? Is that Mao or somebody?
It does brain damage though. You get in people's head if you do that, and I think that's really important too.
Yeah, stuffs fireballs, and then if you're good, it like because then they'll definitely want to jump. So then if you can counter that quickly, they're just really like trapped.
What about old Ryu? Because you play him. Can old Ryu fireball in there, or is his?
Yeah, no, both characters. I mean, all the
Okay.
characters can fireball in between, but I mean, you're gonna get stuffed a few times. But you know, you got to keep trying.
The only issue I have with that, I agree it's a great pressure tactic, but if the Shoto player just sits back and turtles,
Right.
then Claw can't really get much damage.
Yeah, you
can't get
can
any
go for
damage.
walk up throw. I mean, basically when you're like peppering them with that standing medium kick, it's so strong at keeping them there, and they don't want to press a button. That then you can start doing the walk up throws and the random jumps.
I still took you to try that against you, though, and you DP'd those, right?
It's not going to work against me, of course. I
Oh,
don't lose the.
Oh, here we go. Here we
I'm
go.
talking about against the best. And against the best, it doesn't quite work as well as you hoped it would.
Right, that's true.
Another thing is if they're just blocking, each time you do it, you're knocking yourself back, so you got to take a step forward also, and they're going to probably be able to do something while you're doing that.
Right, because you lose all charges and. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's ways to deal with Claw.
I don't know. When I try to use it, it actually works pretty well because Claw is one of my second characters too. But I really think I agree with you, Ganelon, that it only works on Ryus that don't. I guess Shotos, I should say, that really don't know what to do against it. Because when I play you, Damdai, it's just like, no, get that shit out of here. You just kind of brush it off.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's great pressure. It's a valuable tool in Claw's arsenal.
Let's see, what else does Claw really have against Ryu? I mean, other than wall dives and that forward.
Slide.
Yeah. Oh, shit. How could I forget about slide? You threw a fireball? That's cute. Slide.
I mean, that's
you jumped in? That's cute. Slide.
That's his universal tool. Just slide right in.
Yeah, that is so good, that move.
Yeah. Because you hold your charge when you're sliding, and then so he can't jump either. And if you do it from... Whoa. What's going on?
The cops, they're onto us. They know we're talking about emulated ST.
No. We all own arcade boards with us, right?
Yeah.
I swear. All right, so let's move on, Ken. Would you do anything different other than like no wall diving against Ken? Because his Fierce DP really shuts that down. But other than that, does your gameplay really change too much?
Against new Ken or old Ken?
Let's say new first.
New Ken, not really. You got to be a little more careful about the throws, though. Knee bash.
Yeah, what can you really do? Because if you get knee bashed in once, you can't even backflip out because he can chase you down.
Right.
No, he's got to make a choice of a flip kick, reversal flip kick.
But if you can't, you can't do a safe jump after the pommel throw.
No, but then Ganelon can block. He does this a lot. He's pretty good at it. He'll block that and then decide after that block if I'm going to grab or not, and then do the reversal flip kick.
Gotcha.
It's tough. It relies on that weird flip kick property of after you hold down back for the required frames, you can move up to back to block the aerial attack.
Oh, I did not know that.
And then you move to forward and kick to...
Yeah, it's storable. Like, he needs more cheap shit.
I think that's necessary.
I think his super should hit even from, like, claw range. You know, just saying.
Tactical.
Okay, so really outside of that, like, what else makes the matchup different, though? Oh, that's getting really loud, Damdai.
Okay, let me move. Hold on.
Hate to be a dick, but...
No, that's all right. All right, go on.
So outside of that, I'd say not too much. I mean, people love to do a super, but you could really do the same with Ryu as well. Just people don't do it as much for some reason. Maybe it's harder. I'm not sure.
Really, if I was Ken, I really wouldn't even super against Claw unless I got the short in.
Yeah. When you get the short in.
Oh, that's not what you meant. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's just Ken against anybody. You just get your damage. Okay, so like the corner game, all that's pretty much the same. Of course, you don't want to get Tatsu'd. Although it's not as fierce, I don't think, because it's not going to get a knockdown on you.
Yeah, it's also a little deadly in that he may follow that with a knee bash, and you gotta be careful about that.
You could probably counter throw that in time, because doesn't Claw have a better throw range than that, or no?
It's very slight. It's like 1 or 2 pixels.
Okay, that's pretty much a coin flip at that point then.
Yeah, it's tough.
All right, so next on the list here we got Edmund Honda.
Are you going to go through every character?
I am.
Wow, this is going to take a while.
No, it probably won't be probably just be an hour, which is what I have planned.
Okay.
We're only 10 minutes in.
Okay. All right, with 16 characters. It's over 2 hours.
We'll be quick. We'll be quick.
Yeah.
We can always, if we take longer, we take longer.
All right, go.
Whatever.
Shoot, Ganelon.
All right, Honda. I mean, just my strategy there is just turtle. Jump back, fierce. Don't do anything else.
Is there a point where Honda can, say you do your jump back fierce, if Honda waits just a little bit, before doing his headbutt, can he hit you on your way down?
Yeah, there is a vulnerable place.
Yeah, okay, that's what I figured.
Fight, yeah. So
you're not just going to be throwing that out.
Yeah, you can also just sit there and wait for him to do a headbutt so you can flip kick that. But
oh, I do that against Honda all the time.
But then what if he gets in? Huh? Then if he traps you in the corner, well, now you're sort of screwed. So.
All right, so like round 1 fight, what do you do? A round 2 fight, right in the beginning of the match, what do you do against Honda? Because I think that the spacing that you're at against Honda already puts him at an advantage for how close he is.
I just jump back fierce, and really you can't do much about it. So that's my really just safe tactic. Sometimes I might jump forward fierce. Sometimes I might do a crouching strong to stuff your hands or something like that. Sometimes wall dive.
I figured hands would beat that. Didn't know low strong would beat the hands right away.
Yeah. But mostly just jump back because it's so safe. You don't want to play. You don't want to get daring with Honda because one knockdown could be the end of you.
Right. I hear Street Fighter 4.
Oh, you can hear that from there?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What the hell, dude? That's so far away.
You got a boom mic today, man.
No, I don't. I'm just talking on my regular phone. Jesus, picks up a lot of sound.
Oh.
At least your roommates aren't doing anything weird. That would be awkward. All right. What about, like, Honda doing his Ochio bullshit on you? What can you really do against that? I mean, if you do the backflip, the stored Ocho, he's not going to have a whiff animation, so he'll be able to walk in on you. What would you really say to do?
Well, if he does that, he'll still... Yeah, he won't do anything, but normally I don't think they walk forward in time to do anything else. I guess
Couldn't
they
their stand roundhouse reach?
I guess they could, but normally it doesn't happen much. If you get stuck in that situation, yeah, sometimes you're probably... you could probably get hurt anyway, but let me think. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe you don't have any option. I just hope he does it from the front so I can at least have a chance to flip kick it.
But say, like, if he whiffs it and it misses, he's still not going to do a thrown animation, so he's still blocking. So on your way down, he's still going to get that Ochio. So would you even throw that out, though? It's kind of a Hail Mary.
No, if you do it on the jab part.
You mean while he hits your jab, not after you block the jab?
Yeah, if you block the jab, you're sort of screwed.
Right, okay, I see what you mean now.
Yeah. And if it's backwards and you don't have charge, I guess if the Honda knows what to look for, then even if you try to backflip, he'll just walk forward and just grab you. So, yeah, it's a bad situation. That's why... Turtle, don't do anything risky.
So your advice for claw players against Honda is don't fuck up.
Just be very careful. Yeah, you gotta be.
I fucking hate Honda so much. I play him too. I'm such an asshole.
I often play Honda too, just because he's so. Seems easy online because you can just spam moves.
Says the claw player. No, I actually picked up Honda when HD Remix was launched. We were all thinking he was going to be a lot better than he actually turned out being because of his jab headbutt nonsense and his super being better. And so because when that came out, I'm like, okay, I'll main him now. And it's just, he's still Honda.
Yeah, I still like ST Honda just so I can cheese with the Oicho loop. Even though it doesn't work well against good players because if I'm trying to do it against Damdai, he'll just reversal DP it every time. So
yeah, but the threat's still there, so that's something.
It's fun to pull off.
All right, we'll skip around the characters here because these next characters I don't think Damdai has much input on. I don't want to leave you quiet. So we'll just go to Geef because you used to main Geef, Damdai. That was your first character, right?
Yeah.
And this is always a weird matchup. I really like this match when I play Claw. I don't think it's very good for Claw, but it's really fun. It's just nothing but spacing. That's all it is.
This match it's incredible for Claw.
Let
me give you a brief history of Ganelon and my relationship. I started with Geef, right? I used to use him exclusively in tournaments, and one of the first tournaments I ever went to was in Virginia, in Ganelon's home turf or whatever. His hometown's Maryland, but he always goes to these Virginia tournaments, and I played him like, I don't know, first round or something really early on, and it was the first time I fought like a Claw that really like spaced his wall dives and stuff where I just couldn't do anything. So I got really frustrated, and that was the one and only time that Ganelon's ever beaten me, so he can hold that for the rest of his life. That's true. When else did you beat me?
In tournament.
Yo, Paul.
Oh, really? All right, whatever.
Yeah, really?
That's because I couldn't counterpick. I need to use old Ken. But yeah, that fight really sucks for Zangief.
All right, so I guess I'll just ask you, Damdai. What do you do? Like round one fight, do you just like wait to see what he does? You do start off with like.
But let me think of some of the good things that were kind of effective. Crouching roundhouse is always good, so do that every once in a while because that'll knock down his pokes from full screen. And lariats are pretty good for moving forward. You can like mix up kick lariats and punch lariats, and if he tries to poke at the wrong time, he'll get knocked down.
Can't Claw like stand fierce the lariats at the end of the lariat?
Yeah, but it's hard if you're like kind of mixing them up.
Sure.
I don't know. I think that's about it.
Or I know sometimes when I play Claw against Geef, I try to go for the sweep, the low roundhouse, against his lariats, and if I get tricked into like trying, I think it's a fierce or the punch one. He does a kick, he can finish the kick one with a low roundhouse, and there you get a knockdown.
Right.
While he's close to you, also. So.
Yeah, so you just gotta like that. Yeah.
Is Claw just as worthless in the corner as most other characters against Geef?
No, he has the flip kick, and he has the back flip. That really saves you a lot.
True. I guess with Geef having a throw whiff animation, that helps too.
Right, exactly. So if you backflip and he tries to throw, well, that's a free flip kick for you. So, I think it is.
Yeah.
So,
do you pretty much stay on the ground though against Geef, or do you really do space your wall dives and keep them out like that?
If I'm playing seriously, I'll just wall dive the whole time, because the wall dive is just so good against Zangief.
Yep, we're here.
Can you hear us?
Uh-oh. Oh, lost him.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, we'll just keep going. We'll do a character that he does not play. It says it's trying to retrieve Damdai again. That Street Fighter 4 was getting pretty loud anyway.
Hello?
Oh, hey, welcome back.
Hey, got disconnected there.
I know. Yeah, I just said there's a problem with this call. That's all Skype said. Like, yeah, you're not connected.
The problem is Ganelon.
Wall dived your connection. And...
Severed it.
Yes.
Okay, we'll do another one that Damdai does not play. Chun-Li. Claw is actually my counter for Chun-Li, just because I really don't like to play Sim and Honda against her.
Hey, why don't you call me back when you're discussing a character that I can have input in?
Yeah, sure.
How's that? Okay. All right, take it away, Ganelon.
All right. So Chun-Li, huh?
Right.
Yeah, I guess against her, I would just be careful. Be careful and just wall dive.
Doesn't like her jump roundhouse destroy wall dive?
No. If you do it early enough, if you predict it, you can normally get the better of it. But you have to be careful because there's certain tricks that Chun can do to beat the wall dive. And then if she does that, you're going to be in a bad situation on the ground. I don't think Claw wins the ground match there. So...
Yeah, she has like Mario Starman normals, I swear to God.
You gotta be afraid of the throws. That's gotta be always on the lookout. So if she tries to throw, it's tough to get out.
And she can throw a fireball in front of that super too. Just do a lot of chip. If you try to backflip it, that super's gonna catch you still.
Yeah, that super is like one of the only ones where you can't really react to from a fair distance. Like if you're half screen away, it's tough to just on the spot counter it. Most other supers you can, since Claw jumps so fast, you can jump over it and then do your combo or whatever. But for her, that super moves forward so quickly that you don't have to...
Can't really just do like a neutral jump up? I mean, no matter where she's at then, as you come down, unless you're like right at the end of her legs, when you come down, you're going to probably hit with her neutral roundhouse, low forward, low strong, or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I try to do, like, if they do it all the way from max range. But good Chun-Li's, they don't do it from that far. They're closer to you, and they rely on you to hit a button, and then they just whack that super out. And you're sort of, get knocked for 80% damage. So, it's painful. But
do you think like she has a better air game too though? Because I think her air normals, like her jumping forward, that hitbox on it's ridiculous.
No, I don't think so. I think wall dive is better, but you have to time it. That's the important part. You got to time it and position it so that it hits her most vulnerable locations.
Which is above her.
Yeah, if you can.
Because if you try to hit anywhere on those legs, it's just like, get the fuck out of here. Who do you think you are?
Right.
Do you not know how legendary these legs are?
Cannot beat those legs.
Alright, these are all pretty basic stuff here, but it's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just keep going with characters he doesn't play while we have him disconnected.
Sure.
Blanca. Fuck that gimmick factory.
Yeah, for Blanca, if he mixes you up a lot, it's hard to do anything because you don't have flip kick charge anymore. But if you just turtle well, there's not much Blanca can really...
I do know a really good tool against Blanca is your low fierce, because it will pretty much outright beat his jumping roundhouse for the most part, unless he gets in real meaty on you. If you're pretty far away, that low fierce, when he points it upwards, it stuffs it better than you'd think it would.
Yeah, I guess I don't really take advantage of that as much as...
You have to be pretty far for it. I mean, he can't be right on you.
Yeah. Yeah, what I normally do, I just sit there and down back, and if he jumps, I'm ready with the flip kick, and if he tries to use the horizontal ball, I block it, then I'm ready to counter with the fierce. If he tries to do a whiff ball, then I got to be careful about doing a crouching jab or strong. So that's really it. And Blanca doesn't have many options outside of that to get in. If you want to do some chip damage to him, you can just do a jab roll, and he's going to take it.
If he does like his slide, what can you really do against it? Because it recovers pretty quick. I guess he could sweep it, but...
Normally... The positions where it's actually safe on block it's a very narrow range. So normally you can just crouching strong on
sure
after the block, and it's just a free hit. So Blanca doesn't have many options until he gets in. And again, that's when you're sort of, you're put in a bad position. If he gets the knockdown, that's tough.
And he's definitely another character you do not want to wall dive, I don't think.
I actually do.
That up ball has such quick startup on it.
Yeah, it's very hard to react, but you can actually sort of option select your wall dives. If you do it a certain way, you can grab it or slash the ball with your claw. It's not reliable. I wouldn't recommend just wall diving over and over unless they're knocked down, but it's something that if you're desperate, you may be able to pull off a win off of that.
Yeah, I just chip them out.
yeah, that's definitely safer.
I mean, I actually, right before we played this, I had some Claw Blanca matches, Lara's Claw, and I hate when he always gets that mix-up of, is he going to hit you with the ball and fuck up, or is he going to like stop right in front of you and get his fierce throw?
Right.
And I always
on the ball.
Right, and I always think he's going to whiff, he's going to go for the throw, and I'll put out like a low forward for him to land on, or a low strong, and I swear to God, he can like go straight into the throw. His teeth are gnashing as he's coming at you from that ball.
Oh yeah, you got to be aware because the crouching strong, it pushes Claw's hitbox forward. So I don't know if Blanca's already moved so far past you that you're stretching like beyond him.
Well, that could be, yeah, because that happens quite a bit with Claw. And where you're close enough, he's going to be able to grab no matter what. Right.
Yeah. You gotta pay attention to the noise. Like the fierce ball always has that "err" sound. So if you don't hear that noise, you better get ready to slash.
How'd that noise go again?
The "err."
All right, and on that, we'll go to Guile. Guile, he's kind of tough for Claw, wouldn't you say? Well, actually, no, because you got your sweep. And your sweep just pretty much shuts down a Sonic Boom game, doesn't it?
Oh, Guile?
Yeah, Guile's.
Oh, Guile. Guile has a really tough match against Claw. I mean, he can't really stop wall dives effectively. That's the problem. Yeah, and sweep. If you want to take it to the ground, sweep kills him. If you want to take it to the air, wall dives kill him.
He can't stop meaty wall dives. You don't want to just throw that shit out there.
Oh, I do.
What?
I just time it at a certain range. If he tries to anti-air, well, depending on what he does. If he tries to jump, I wall dive early and it knocks. If I time it right, it knocks the aerial attack down. If he tries the somersault kick, well, if I anticipate him somersaulting kick, I'll just land right beyond that range and then punish him for it. And then if he Sonic Booms, I just try to slash him or grab him.
I have once with Claw grabbed his flash kick with super.
Yeah, that's one of the best techniques, where if you do a super and you just whiff that somersault right there, just go ahead, get him from back, and just super him.
Oh, it was from the front. It was amazing.
Oh.
It must have been right at that last frame of his invincibility and his hit frame. It was just like, gotcha, bitch. That's a question, actually. Just in general, does Claw's super give him any like range advantage, or is his throw range the exact same if you do the super motion?
That was actually one of my biggest questions too, and
I have always feel that super gives you a little bit more range.
I felt the exact same way, but I asked Pasky to check that out recently on the Hitbox Viewer.
Right.
And he said that they're both the same range, so I was sort of surprised by that.
It could be like a confidence thing, you know you're going to get that super right. That could be it too. I don't know. I have always felt that the super has better range, though. I
totally agree with you. It certainly feels that way to me too, but I guess the hitboxes don't lie either, so just a mental thing, I guess.
All right, let's see. I know Damdai plays some Dalsum, so I'll save Dalsum for later. Let's see. Hawk, Cammy, he plays both of those. He doesn't play Fei Long, and I absolutely detest that character. I think he's boring as shit. So, DJ. No, Fei Long. Fei Long, that's an easy win. I play Clog. I'll play anyone against Fei Long. I don't know. I guess I don't play any good Fei Longs. I've played like Cigar Bob's. He's probably the best I've played. Even then, I think I can beat him pretty good.
One of the characters that gave me more trouble than I expected in Japan was Fei Long. I think I was playing Hanashi's Fei Long, but somehow, well, if you get knocked down, again, you're put in really bad positions because if he crosses you up successfully, then he can just do the 3 Rekkas and you're 50% of your life's down. So
I guess I've always played that matchup very defensively, and not many Feis know how to get in. If you're just sitting on down back, what can they do? They can't chicken wing. They can't jump. They walk forward, you're going to sweep, or stand roundhouse, stand forward them.
On GDPO Online, that's my experience as well, and in tourneys as well. But it was only in Japan when I fought against, I think, Hanashi, where I finally experienced, wow, Fei Long has plenty of options there. It's not in Fei Long's favor, I don't think, but it's very dangerous.
What were they doing even to get in the first place? Because they had to get past all of your reversals and shit in order to get that knockdown, that cross up.
Well, one of Fei Long's best pokes against Claw is the Crouching Fierce, because that crushes just random crouching strong Claw. It stuffs Claw slide. So it actually beats a lot of things from Claw.
So if I'm like a Fei Long player, I should like slowly inch in with low fierce here and there. Don't be too predictable, of course, but just use that to slowly get my few inches in at a time until I'm at a point where I can start putting on the pressure. It's
hard for me to tell because when I encounter players in the U.S. who try that, I can normally just wait for them they stick out the Crouching Fierce. As they retract, I just slide them, and it's normally free damage for me. So
yeah, I've even been able to time it where you can get a jump in on them and get your 3-hit link.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. I think I need more experience with some Japanese Fei Longs just to see exactly how that works.
Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, Cigar Bob's Fei is really good. I think that's probably his best character now. He was actually supposed to be on this episode. I just haven't heard back from him in like 2 weeks. But he has a tough time getting in against Claw even.
Yeah.
I mean, once he does get in, it's over in like 2 seconds, I think. But, like, I've even seen him play you. I might have recorded that at one point. I don't remember. And, like, it was the same story. It was he just could not get in. Once he did get in, it was mostly his favor unless he'd fuck up and then you'd be able to get out.
Yeah, so it's such a different experience from GGPO and my one experience in Japan with that one Fei Long player. It was just that one Fei Long player, too. It wasn't like every Fei Long. It was just that one guy who seemed to know what he was doing, and I had trouble against that. So I think I need more games. I only played him like 4 times, so I don't know.
Do you remember who that player was by chance, or was he?
Yeah,
just
I think his name was Hanashi.
Hanashi, okay.
Yeah,
that's Japanese for story.
Yeah, so I think out of those 4 games, he beat me like 3 times. So I was like, wow, that's pretty impressive. I thought it was an easy match, but apparently I got some learning to do still.
Okay, we'll just go with DJ next. I think of him as an easier Guile when I play as Claw.
I think he's harder than Guile.
Really, I would rather play a DJ than a Guile. What makes DJ harder, do you think?
Well, you can't just willy-nilly poke at him because DJ has that crouching strong and crouching forward that stuffs pretty much all of your pokes except fierce. And that's something that's fun to exploit, where you just know that the DJ player, he did his research, he saw that, okay, yeah, just use your crouching forward, and that stuffs all of Claw's pokes. Then just from far enough distance, you just crouch, just standing fierce that, and it's a free hit for Claw.
I think his low fierce can counter your stand fierce, though.
That too, yeah.
It's really like it's a rock, paper, scissors game, it sounds like almost.
It's tough. So
no, when I play...
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Oh, again, I think you gotta rely on wall dives. And when you rely on wall dives, if the DJ player times the his up kicks well enough, you're not going to hit him much. So he's pretty slippery. It's hard to get him. I mean, it's still Claw's favor again, but he has more options than Guile, I think, especially because he can always land that cross-up and really kill you on the spot.
See, I've always felt like Guile had a solid defense against Claw. Like, I rush down DJs when I play Claw. Claw is my counter for DJ. I might sometimes even switch from Dalsum to Claw to play against DJ just because I think it's so fun. And, like, they don't really use that low forward, which beats your slide. But if they try to do a max out, you got him. No matter what you're doing, you're probably going to beat his max out. You can jump over it. You can slide it. You can stand forward it and stuff his startup on it. Another thing I really love to do is you're going to get a knockdown in DJ. It's just going to happen. If you play Claw, you have too many ways to knock him down. Just get right up in his face, on his wake up, do neutral jump. There's nothing he can do against that.
Yeah.
He does up kicks. You're going to beat it because he's going to go right behind you and you kick downward, so they'll beat it. And once you do that, you really get in the DJ player's head, I think. Really start to mind fuck them at that point. They don't know what they're going to do. They get scared. And then you can just start on the shenanigans.
Yeah, that neutral jump is definitely a good tactic. I think if the DJ player times it right, he can beat it if it's not safe though. If he times it right. Like
With what though? I mean, he can probably do a jump back roundhouse instant, but yeah.
Yeah, or just block it.
If you block the jump roundhouse, I mean that jump roundhouse is so good, he's not going to be able to punish really.
Right.
Oh yeah, of course block it, but okay. Let's see. Who else do we have that Damdai does not play? We have pretty much everyone left. I don't think he plays Grog, does he?
Nope. Yeah, Boxer. I'd say he's Claw's only weak matchup. And the only reason for that is because Boxer's throw loop is tough to get out.
Yeah, because his low forward in between will stuff anything you try to do, really.
Yeah, one thing I found out recently that Noho mentioned, and that actually at the same time I found out through the Hitbox viewer, is that if you can actually time a flip kick so that there is enough charge that if Boxer, after a throw, if Boxer walks behind you and does a low forward and then tries to throw you again, you can actually flip kick out of that. There's just enough charge.
That's got to be tough. You're never going to do that online.
You have like a 3 or 4 frame leeway for that, so it's not unreasonable, but yeah, it's tough. So.
I do think once you get a knockdown on Balrog, though, it does turn into Claw's favor.
Yeah.
Because he can't headbutt. If he tries, you're just going to be able to sweep him.
Yeah, it's also very hard to hit Boxer when he's on the ground, though, because that fierce headbutt moves him so far away from where your claw would be. So, but you own him on the ground. Your pokes can actually keep him away, but if he gets in, you're again in a bad situation.
Another thing I watch out for is his low roundhouse, because that has a ton of priority on it. And even if you get go ahead.
There's definitely that rock paper scissor angle with the low attacks at mid range, where I think your crouching strong beats. What was it? I can't remember. It's either Boxer's crouching strong or crouching forward, but your slide loses to the crouching forward, but it beats the crouching strong, something like that. So,
yeah, your low strong would lose to low forward. I know that.
Yeah.
Geez, that is rock paper scissors. Then of course he can just do his dash in bullshit, which is pretty safe. If he does it from the right range, you're not going to be able to flip kick that, are you? His low dash. If he does it from like his absolute max range.
Yeah, it's still hard. It's tough. Oh, if he does it from like a full screen away and you have charge, yeah, you could potentially flip kick.
Oh no, I'm talking like jab. His low jab one, the dash punch he does. Can you really flip kick that if he does it from where it will hit you at the furthest it can hit you?
You mean afterward or as it's coming?
as it's coming and he does the low rush on you?
Yeah, I think you can.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. I really don't play this matchup very often.
Yeah.
I definitely prefer Sim in that one.
Yeah, I know some boxers, they anticipate that you're going to wall dive or you're going to jump, so they do the upper dash, and then you also got to watch out for that and slide those whenever you can. So.
That's really tough because that's a slow startup on that slide, and if he does the down forward, that little magic one, I swear to God makes him teleport.
Exactly.
I don't think you're going to be able to do that in time, would you? Unless you're like really on point with your punishes.
Yeah, you probably. So one thing is you really have to pay attention to your opponent's patterns, what he tends to do, and then get a feel for what he's going to do next and counter it appropriately. Because you're right. I mean, you can't always see, oh, there he's doing a upper dash for sure, and just slide right there. You don't always have that opportunity. So sometimes you may have to take a risk. Like if you're low on life. Yeah.
That dash, he's done doing it before he's done yelling. Alright, who do we got? Clawmere. Oh, fuck that shit. Flip a coin.
No, I don't think it's that.
No, I actually think it's a ton of fun, but it's just whoever gets a knockdown first gets a huge, huge advantage, I think.
Totally agree with you.
It's just so sporadic.
It's the fastest match in the game, I'd say. Just go for that wall dive, go for the knockdown, just keep doing it.
Is that what you do, like, right in round one fight? Like, right in the beginning of the match, just go for the wall dive?
Yeah, I try to do that. If you go for the wall dive on your wall, there's nothing really that the opponent can do to beat it. So
he can do the wall spike where he does a fierce punch. Wouldn't that beat it, though?
I think you hit the wall first, but could be wrong. Nope, I haven't seen anyone beat it, that's all.
Hairy stuff there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much you don't touch the floor. It's like you're playing Arcana Hearts in that match. The ground is lava. Stay off of it.
Yeah, if you just saw that match, you probably wouldn't believe it's ST or something.
All right, not much to talk about on that one, really. Just get a knockdown, wall dive loops, maybe chip them out.
There are nuances about getting out of wall dives and also trapping the claw. For example, your neutral standing fierce crushes wall dives with the right timing and the right position.
And if they mistime their wall dive and they're a little bit slow, you can get an air throw doing it too.
And you always have to guess whether people jump or will people stay on the ground, because that determines when you'll actually stick out your claw during the wall dive. So there's a lot of nuances, but some it's hard to get a picture of until you start actually doing them. Yeah. But it's definitely crazy match.
I go for a lot of tick throws in that too. I'd like to walk up, stand short, throw. Because most of the time, you're really not going to have your charge from your flip kick because you've probably just got knocked down or you're trying to do something on me, I think.
Right.
I don't like to tick throw much with claw, but I think in a Clawmere, that's one where I'm a bit more liberal with that.
Definitely, whatever you can do to win. And that, if they don't have their charge and they're not particularly good at reversal throwing, then just go right ahead and tick throw.
And it's another thing, a lot of times they'll see that and they'll try to backflip out of it. I'm like, oh, sweet, I got a slide. Start again, rinse, repeat.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, two more before we get Damdai back on here. Sagat, we'll just say old Sagat, just because, I mean, who the fuck plays new Sagat? People that don't like winning, that's who. I like it for Claw. It's not one of his easiest, but I still think it's Claw's favor.
I think it's a tough match because when the old Sagat is really good, like some of the Japanese old Sagats, their response time is so fast that they might be able to DP your sky-high claws, and that's how fast they are. It's pretty crazy.
And one hit, and it's like quarter life damage on you.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Exactly.
And you got to be careful. You can't really just wall dive recklessly either, because he has this high tiger shot. They'll catch you before you even hit the wall, or as you're on the wall.
Yeah, and depending on the position, you got to be careful about where you wall dive, because Sagat may be in a position where he can just DP that for free if you're too close to the corner, for instance.
And he's like, I'd say like if he's half screen, probably. As a Sagat player, you don't really want to throw high Tiger shots if you're close to Claw either, because you can just slide right underneath that, get a knockdown.
Yeah, so what I do there is try to get just poke. One good poke for Claw there, it's not unstoppable, but it's pretty good, is the neutral jumping Fierce. It stuffs a lot of crazy attacks from Sagat, including his DP. So.
It trades sometimes, though. You got to be careful. If you get that trade, it's just like bend over.
Not worth it.
Grab your ankles, say hi.
Yeah, but it's fun it's amusing to cheese people like that and just stand just far enough away and just jump Fierce, and they're wondering what's going on. They try to do everything and just stuffs them. There are ways of getting around that, but
yeah, if you're right outside of range, that Fierce will actually beat his DP pretty well.
Yeah.
Sagat, when you have him in the corner, is still pretty deadly. I don't think you can have as much fun against an old Sagat as you can a Shoto.
No,
of course, his Tiger's going to come out a lot quicker, so you're not going to be able to do stand forward. Even if he gets that one nice Fierce DP, it's just like good night. What would you really do if you have Sagat in the corner then?
Just be very careful poking. One good attack that trades favorably in your for you is standing Fierce. That hits Sagat's arms, and it does a lot of damage, and it'll make them think twice about throwing their next low Tiger. But yeah, it's not a very favorable position because you can't really do much. He's right there, and you're always at risk of just getting Tiger uppercutted into oblivion like that. And if you slide at the wrong time, and just when Sagat jumps up, he may be able to. If you don't have time to recover, he can dizzy you like right on the spot with a jumping roundhouse combo. So it's pretty tough.
That's a pretty straightforward matchup, though. I mean, there's no gimmicks, no tricks to it. Just avoid his big damage, get your hits in while you can, and stay back, I think.
Yeah, my strategy would just be get some knockdown, just go for wall dance.
What is really good is a really far-ranged jab roll, that Barcelona roll. Because if you do it from the right range, he won't be able to DP that, will he? He'll whiff, and your claw will still be able to do chip if he blocks it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like, he won't be able to fireball or anything. So if you get that knockdown, that's a pretty good way to chip him out if you need to. Even if you're predictable on it, he's not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah, I'll share one other trick that I use against old Sagat or new Sagat, which is if they knock you down, they may do a low Tiger to put you in block stun again as you're waking up. And oftentimes the other player might do another low Tiger just to add additional pressure. But if he tries another low Tiger, you can actually do a Sky High Claw every time and beat them. A Fierce Sky High Claw.
Does it have to be Fierce, or doesn't matter what button?
It may not matter which button, but I think the Fierce is the fastest one. You may have to have Fierce.
Okay, that's just what you've been consistent with, so why do something different, you know?
Right. If you do the Fierce, what's funny is that you're actually not safe either, because Sagat can just do another low Tiger to hit you as you're falling down from the Sky High Claw. But then it resets the situation, where if he tries to do another low Tiger, you can Sky High Claw again, and Sky High Claw with the attachment activated, it does more damage than low Tiger. So you win out in that trade.
If he can throw out a low Tiger and you're trading, can't he just do DP, though?
Not in time. If he does another low Tiger and you do a Sky High Claw, you always get that.
Okay.
In my experience.
Good to know. I don't play that matchup often, but if I do...
Yeah. So if you find yourself in that training situation, yeah, go for it. But if
Damdai just messaged. He's getting food.
and the only reason I'm saying you can do this is because as you're knocked down, you wake up. He does a low tiger, and you're blocking it meaty, and then the game slows down enough that you can actually see what Sagat's doing next. And that's how
you use that slowdown to your advantage. Yeah,
exactly. That's how you know whether it's a Sky High Claw or if he tries to do a high tiger, tries to do something else. Well, you're not gonna Sky High Claw obviously because you're gonna get punished for doing that. So.
All right, let's see. We got Dictator next, the boss himself. I like to rush down a lot in this. I mean, anytime, no matter what character I like to rush down Bison just because they really can't do much against it. Of course, just wall dives just beat him pretty bad.
Yeah.
Outside of wall diving him to death, you can just roll him if you get a knockdown because he has no reversal. I'd say this is like 7-3 Claw's favor. What do you think?
I think it's almost even.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just slightly Claw's favor. Like maybe 5.5 if that.
What does he really have that can beat Claw? I mean,
in the air, you can't always get wall dives. You have to get a sense of what the opponent is doing and then time your wall dive accordingly. Because otherwise, you can just jump back, roundhouse, jump forward, do the 3 strongs. He has a lot of options, actually. And if he gets you with... if you get knocked down, again, you're put in a really bad situation where you can be touched to death, or he might play tricks on you. Is he going to tick you and then throw you, or is he just going to tick you and block, wait for you to flip kick, and then punish you and reset the situation?
Or 2 ticks and then throw.
Exactly. So, it's not... I mean, it seems easy because you could just... Hey, Claw can just wall dive, and Dictator has no easy reversal outside of Super, so he can't get out. But Dictator has a lot of options. He has a lot of good air counters. His ground game is normally better than Claw, unless he's in the corner. So
see, I wouldn't say I never wall dive, but I never start out wall diving unless he actually is knocked down, and then that's when I start it. Because you can do jump-ins on him pretty well. If he, you're jump-in strong, if you're doing a trajectory jump where you're going forward or backwards, it's going to have that wider hitbox in your fierce, and it puts him in a good enough stun where if he has to block it, you can still walk in, do something, walk in low forward, low strong, make it look like you're going to throw before he can do anything, and hit him with that. I don't know, even against a Julian Beasley's, I had pretty good time against his Bison, I thought. I'd still lost because he's friggin' ass, but it's just cause he got the sweet one hit, you're dead. But I don't know, I just always felt like you could jump in a lot more against him than anyone else.
Yeah, I find that against players who are newer using Dictator, it's easy to jump on Dictator. You can just jump up and they can't really do anything because they don't have any good anti-airs. But when you're playing someone who's really skilled, for me at least, it seems like they can, when you try to jump, now they can jump forward with their own strong, and that normally has higher priority.
Yeah, strong is really good. Probably his best. Yeah. Normal.
Or if you try to jump, they might Psycho Crusher or do something else just to either get out of the way or try to punish you if you're too far away, something like that. I guess it just doesn't seem as effective to me, but I can definitely see that at times jumping on Dictator is a good thing. So, yeah.
Alright, we got 3 characters left. I was hoping for Damdai to be here, but he hasn't responded yet. He said, getting something to eat, be right back. So I guess I'll go with Dalsum because I can talk a lot more about Dalsum. He's my main, well, depending on the day of the week, I swear. But Dalsum, I fucking hate this matchup. You get one knockdown, you lose if you're Dalsum, but that's a saying with almost any character, but it's even more so against Claw, because you really, once you get knocked down once and the Claw can do the safe wall dives, you can't do anything. You can like hover right above my head and go left, right, and it fucks up my teleport motion. It's bad.
I gotta agree with you, yeah.
I do really like, if you tried to wall dive, a lot of Claws think it's a free wall dive. It's really not free to do against Dalsum unless you get knocked down. Once you get that knockdown, yeah, but people will like to just come right at me. And back jab, standing jab, those work extremely well against wall dives, if you can get it out in time. I can short slide it also. Almost every time I'll go beneath the wall dive, because they'll try to hit me a little bit higher before I get that jab out. And then you can just slide, then noogie, whatever you want. Thing is, I think Claw can do his slide pretty liberally. Dalsum can drill punish it, but I mean, there's not much else you can do against his slide.
Yeah, what I find is lots of Dalsum players, they just drill the whole time. And they drill, and if you try to go for the wall, okay, they'll try to see what's going on, or they already have a counter in mind. Like the jump back, was it roundhouse?
That's one. You can also jump back fierce sometimes if they do like, because you can hit short wall dive and you stay lower in the air instead of really high up. And so if they do that, that's when you want to do jump back fierce.
Yeah, I like to remind Dalsum players that the Yoga Blast does not stop wall dives at all.
No.
So.
It builds meter for, you're trading your life for meter is what you're doing with that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, meter.
But like when I'm playing Sim against Claw, I really like to be in the corner. Well, I don't like to be, but I feel a lot safer in the corner, because at that point he's not going to be able to like go forward, back. Which way is it going to hit? I'll almost always be able to beat a wall dive if I'm on my feet with a back jab if I'm in the corner. Mm-hmm. I mean, these thing is, you really can't get in on him. Then he has the whole rest of the screen to dance around and poke you and stuff.
Yeah, so if you have the life lead, definitely. If you can stay in the corner and you know the proper responses to certain attacks, yeah, go for it. Otherwise, if you need to catch up, well, you may need to find some other strategies.
But on the flip side of the coin, if Dalsum knocks down Claw and you're close enough, you can pretty much beat him.
Yep.
You get real close. What you do is, it depends on what you knock him down with. Or say like if you get a noogie, you do 2 steps. You'll see 2 steps and kind of like a stutter before your third, and that's when you do your forward slide, and you'll get underneath the flip kick that he does. No matter what flip kick he'll do, you go underneath it. And then from there, it's just party time. You do another noogie, rinse, repeat. If he does a backflip, that's probably his best option, I think, is, wouldn't you say, doing a backflip out of that?
Yeah.
It's bad no matter what, but at that point, you can't get thrown again. You're only going to eat a standing fierce. And I think it's a better trade to eat that fierce than to be stuck in that situation where you're nonstop trying to get out of noogie. Because I wouldn't rely on counter throwing as a Claw player either.
Yeah. You got to look and see how the Dalsum player does it, I think. If you get the sense that they're too close, maybe you should try for counter throw. Because with backflip, it's tough to reversal because you only have 2 opportunities, and only one of them makes sense for any given moment. You can either have your long backflip or your short backflip. Mm-hmm. So whereas for reversal throw, you get 2 chances, but they're easier, I think, because you just press one button.
I believe in the corner, if Sim has Claw in the corner, Claw is one of the few characters where you can do that forward slide. It has to be forward slide, and it'll hit behind Claw, and you can combo into back fierce for the headbutt, and that's instant stun too. So you gotta be careful against that.
Right. Yeah, it's tough. If Claw's in the corner, it's a very bad situation. Just like he's always in a bad situation when the other character is too close, especially in the corner.
I play Rushdown Claw against a lot of characters. I love being up close.
Okay.
Against Shotos, that's my favorite spot to be. Okay, still no Damdai, so we're just going to Cammy now. Saving Hawk for last, I guess. I don't know shit about Cammy. I don't play her. I know her cannon drill is really safe. You can't flip it if she does it from far enough range.
Mm-hmm.
What else really does... What would you have to do against her? I mean, you can't get in the wall. Well, actually, yeah, you can. You can probably get behind her cannon spike, can't you?
It's pretty risky. Her cannon spike's really good. And it covers so much distance. So you can't always just go ahead and wall dive. Spam. You can't spam it at all, really. So it forces you really to be more turtle-ish, to stay back, respect the hooligan, because if that thing gets you, well, you're in a really bad position on the ground where Cammy can cross you up and do all sorts of combos.
A lot of Cammies like to do stand strong or jump in hooligan, stand strong hooligan.
Right.
You don't have time to get your flip kicks out or charge for that, so what would you really do?
Oh, again, that's where you use that charge flip kick if you have that available.
Sure.
And if they try to do it on a cross-up, then you gotta backflip it. Or you can always try something more daring.
Like a stand roundhouse.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Jab. Yeah.
Oof, I wouldn't do stand jab. God, I don't think I've ever used Vega's standing jab. I don't think I've ever used that.
Yeah, standing jab, it just goes right above crouching enemies, so it's very situational. One interesting aspect of standing jab is it can beat most of Boxer's rushes just off the bat. It's one of his special tricks. If you time the jab right, it's really funny. It's like Boxer's rushing, and he just stops, and he gets your standing jab hitbox beats that rush. So, sort of interesting that one. But yeah, it's I wouldn't advise relying on it very much.
Let's see, what else? I guess her back fist. Cammy really would have no reason to use that against Claw, because that's just a free slide for you.
Yeah, and if you see it right there, you can always just flip kick that. I love that right there. Like, oh, yeah, she's turning around for the spin knuckle. Free.
Turning around for something.
yeah, what? What could it be? You flip kick that and you just start wall diving. It's just, it's field day.
Does her jump strong give Vega a lot of problems?
No, but if you have to block that, it's going to put you in a bad position. Because you got to decide, what is she going to do next? Tick, cannon spike.
Low forward cannon drill, that's pretty safe.
Right, low forward hooligan. Do another jump. Yes. So you definitely want to counter those whenever you can, I think. But yeah, it's a tough match. It's pretty even though, but I'd say Claw again, he gets a bit of a favor for being able to wall dive.
Pretty even, so being even, would you say that's one of his worst matches then, outside of Grog?
Yeah.
Because being even is like as good as you can be against Claw.
It's probably about the same, I'd say, as Ken and Dictator, around that level. In my opinion, that is.
Sure. Alright, all we have left is Hawk. I'm going to shoot him a call. Let's see if I'll make a noise for him or something. How long did you stay in Japan for?
2 weeks last.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Isn't that place fun?
That was great.
Every time I talk to you guys, I get nostalgic. I wish I was back there.
How long have you been there?
I've been there twice, just for foreign exchange stuff.
Oh.
It was during high school before I got into Street Fighter, so I kind of feel like it was wasted time.
What? Were you in Tokyo or were you somewhere else?
I did stay in Tokyo a little bit. I was more in like an hour away from Tokyo. There's a city called Yamanashi and Kohushi. I was in both of those also.
Uh-huh.
And he's not picking up. Well, that's a shame. That's kind of why I got him on here for the Hawk stuff. But
Well, I think if Damdai were here, he would just say, yeah, it's a pretty bad matchup.
matchup for Claw, no.
No, not for Claw.
Yeah, I know. He hates that matchup. That's his number one most hated matchup.
Oh, okay, yeah, I bet.
Oh, even when I pick Claw, he's like, fuck you. And then he'll beat me for nothing, but... Yep, he's not picking up. Oh, well. Alright, so against T-Hawk. Obviously, old Hawk, because new Hawk is not that great, I don't think. What? Really good for Claw. Really, it's a poking game, isn't it?
It's, yeah. A battle of brinkmanship, I guess. Who blinks first? Because if he's walking towards you, what do? That's always the question. Do you slide? Do you try to poke? Is he just going to keep walking forward? Or is he just going to suddenly jump? Is he going to suddenly DP? And the odds favor Claw, obviously. But, again, if he gets a knockdown, everything shifts around. So,
you see, I think that's one thing. Again, I played Dalsum, and I think that's really good in Dalsum's favor, that matchup.
Hey, Damdai's back.
Is he back?
Oh.
No, he's not back. His icon's grayed out. It's just because I called him. But yeah, I think this is a big thing that makes a huge difference in matchups. Just because you can keep someone out really well and do really well, I think the number of mistakes that you're allotted in a matchup also makes a difference. And against T-Hawk, like Dalsum and Claw, they have a 0 mistake allotment. If you make one mistake and you get 360'd, that's the game. Mm-hmm. I think that makes a huge difference. Like, you can't really say it's like 7-3 Dalsum, 7-3 Claw, because you can't make mistakes, period.
I think the reasoning behind like the 7-3 may just be...
Oh my god, my phone's ringing. Hold on.
That's alright, I can't hear it. Oh.
Sorry about that. Yes, that was Hokuto.
No, you didn't make a noise. At least...
Oh, really?
You didn't, so yeah.
Interesting.
Super...
I have a really good mic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this mic. I got it for free in my last apartment because the last person left it behind. Go me. Okay, so anyway, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, about 7-3. Why Claw Hawk might be 7-3. I guess it's just around 65-70% of chance that you won't get knocked down. I think that's the main rationale behind numbering it like that. Obviously, it's not really scientific, but it's just a rough approximation of most of the time you're not going to be knocked down at all. But in those 30% of the times where you do get knocked down, that's it. So, and that's why every character in ST has a chance, I think.
Oh yeah, that's why I love this game. Every character is good. It's just some aren't as good. I mean, I don't want to say anyone's bad in this game. Boring, maybe, but not bad.
Yeah, definitely agree. Some matches aren't as exciting as others.
Like with T-Hawk, he does jump jab a lot against Claw. Outside of flip kick, you're not doing much against jump jab, are you? I mean, you just really got to hope he doesn't get in close enough where he can jump jab.
Right. If you're blocking that,
backflip right away.
I try to do that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or if
that's about all I can think of. Because if you go for the flip kick, he again has no throw animation, and so you flip kick. Okay, well I'm blocking. Oh, got you when you landed. So, and if you just block, he's got you before you flip kick. After he hits you with that jab, so there's not much you can do.
I think it's surprising though that Hawk players of all levels that I've experienced, even if when you do a backflip, it's hard for them to get it down where they can always trap you afterward. It's probably because it's such a hard motion to get in.
Well, if you do a backflip, yeah, that stuff. I mean, if you do your forward flip kick, your reversal, you don't want to do that, period.
Yeah, you're going to get punished pretty hard.
Yeah, I mean, really, backflip is your only option, and it has to be reversal.
Yeah, which is pretty tough, too.
Oh, I hate hitting 3 buttons at once. That's the one thing I liked about HD Remix.
Yeah. And for that one, you can't even use the 3 punches, because that's so obvious that any Hawk player can just knock you down and start it over again. So
what could they knock you down with, though? Like a sweep? Or is that quick enough? Huh, I always thought you'd have time to block that.
Oh, no, if you do the punch backflip, they have all the time in the world to do something against you.
Very interesting.
But if you do the flip one, the kick one, then they can, but it's very hard because it's such a tough motion for them to do. Hawk is such an execution-heavy character that.
Oh, for sure. And I could never dream of playing him. I play Honda Sim Claw for a reason. Oh, 1 button. Okay, you gotta stay out.
Yeah, for me, I mean, my reactions aren't the fastest based on reaction tests I've done, so Claw is sort of easier for me in that regard. So I don't have to...
I can react pretty well, and I do this trick a lot when I play offline, is I'll watch people's sticks. I'll flat out turn my head and look at your stick. I know where we're out on the screen. I know when I see you move, look back at the screen to see what you did or something, but I can really react really well with that. It's just my execution's terrible. I don't want to play like Ryu or anyone like that even. Okay, we're coming up pretty close to, let's see, we're at, an hour and 11 minutes. That's not too bad. Went through every character.
Yeah.
See, I don't know what he was so worried about. We
He's
didn't do
hungry.
in-depth. We didn't do in-depth. Just basics. Just things to keep in mind while you're playing Claw. Odds are if you're playing Claw, you probably already got your game set in mind, but if not, hope we helped you out. Thanks for joining again, man. I appreciate it. First time I've actually talked to you.
Oh, yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah, I've never spoken to you. Always just online.
Yeah, it's my first Skype interview, too, so it's...
Well, congratulations. I'm glad I popped that cherry.
Yeah, it's been a great experience.
Hope to have you on again. I don't think I'll be doing character anytime soon. I think for the next 2 episodes I have lined up guests already, but maybe we'll go through another character sometime. Do you main anyone else, or do you just play Claw exclusively?
I really only main Claw, but
Sure.
I often play Honda as well. Sometimes play Cammy. I'm not really good at them, but I perform decently. So, but I wouldn't talk about them because I don't feel comfortable enough with them.
Sure. All right. Well, definitely glad to have you again. Hope you listener, all like 2 of you, actually learned something here. Hope you guys had fun listening, and we will talk to you guys next month.